of the audio-visual component. The stage itself is a system, as you've already seen. Then we have, on the audio side, we have three systems. We have the house system, which is what we've been talking about, these microphones. And these are wireless. So within each of the microphones, there's basically four components. There's the head, which is converts the sound into electrical current, and then there's a transmitter, which transmits the radio signals, and that has to have a power supply. So that's what we're saying. There's lithium batteries in each of the microphones, and there's an on-off switch. And those mics will transmit to the receiver, which is in the ceiling there, 4-channel receiver, and it's in the middle of the room for good reason, because these are not great quality microphones. These are public address microphones. You hold it up here and you speak into it. They're not good for entertainment, because you can't be entertaining and have the microphone right there in front of your mouth. And so the transmission distance for this quality is not great. So the receiver is in the middle of the room so that you can go to either corner and should be able to get decent reception without the signal dropping if the batteries are reasonably well charged. So that to turn on that system, you need two switches. You come over here. This power bar switch, just turn that on. And what that does is powers up the mixer and the power amplifier. And then the second switch is right here, mics.
Okay.
And you turn that on, and that turns on the receiver in the ceiling. Up till a few weeks ago, we had to go over to the panel and turn on the panel switch there to get that up. But now it's wired in here, so you turn the mics on and off with that switch.
So that's just for the public address system with
those speakers.
The old speakers.
Yep. And then that's, the mics are controlled. There's a 4-channel snake for the 4 microphones that goes up through the ceiling over to that transmit or receiver. So when you speak into the mic, it transmits to the receiver in the ceiling. The receiver sends the signal back to the mixer through wires, 4 wires, in these 4 channels. So if you want to control the volume on any particular mic, it's these 4 controls here. I've set all the rest basically at neutral or 0. And if somebody wants to stand here through all the meetings and control the individual volumes and the tone to accommodate the voice, that's a full-time job in itself for some. So everything is kind of preset here. If the total volume is not loud enough or too loud, this is the one here that you should use. This is the main level, so that should be. Yesterday it was a little bit low for Janice, but for Joanne, you'd probably want to tone it back a little bit. She's got a very strong voice, and she holds the microphone close.
Now, will you adjust that one, or the one she's on over there to the left?
Well, you could do that if you figure out which one she's got, because...
Are there color codes on those microphones like you have right there?
Yeah, but they're not...
But it's not going to...
they're not... The snake colors are not the same as the microphone colors. So, I wouldn't... the easiest way, Joe, to figure that out is when the When the microphone is active,
Mhm.
there will be a yellow light next to the red light that blinks. So when the microphone is turned on, the yellow light will come on with it.
So if that, say that second one from the left is yellow, would that
That's the
correspond with
second
that
one
one?
here.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, okay.
Yeah. That's the easiest way to do it rather than worry about colors.
That's fine, okay.
Okay, so then the output from the mixer, there's a left and a right channel, not really left and right, it's not stereo, it's A and B. So there's two outputs from the mixer that go into the back of the power amp. So you don't need to worry about any of that because I've set them pretty much at neutral, at 50% volume. And really you want to control the volume from down here, not up there. The speakers, the two channels in, and there's two channels out, A and B out. And that's all in here. You'll see that in here. The two speakers on the left, or the A channel, are the two speakers on the pool side of the room. So they're wired in parallel and produce like 400 watts, probably 450 at 4 ohms. The same on the other side of the room. Those two speakers over there are connected to channel B. It's all in here. So that's basically it for the house system.